Yeah, let's do this. Brazil, part 2. And you're gonna see what I mean pretty soon. With the goal. Yeah, a little samba going again. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Brazil, part 2. I know you love Brazil. Little Brazilian flag. Wrapping up from last time. We give a brief overview on Brazil. A little bit of topography, the natural resources, which it has in abundance. It's got a ton of coastline, the Amazon River, the Amazon forest, the Amazon River basin. Forests making up around 50% of the country. The coastline, where many of its major cities are located, minus Brasilia, which was located a little bit further inland to try and entice, meaning trying to bring some people further inland. Oscar Neymar designed this amazing city, Brasilia. It's very 21st century, reinforced concrete, cool designs. Trying to make more people move into the heart of the country. As you know, the center of the country, or most of the country, is sparsely populated. Not a ton of people there. You still have Native American tribes, some that are still living, not very much in the 21st century. Brazil touching all but 2 of the other countries in South America. Marta. I didn't talk about her last time. We're going to talk about her. One of the most famous Brazilian soccer players. Sorry, I'm not getting a good picture of her right there. Let's pause this video. And we're also going to talk about Pele. Obviously, football. Huge. But first, your favorite. Some words to define. So you are going to pause this. You are going to put these in your own words. Look them up. This is favela. Say it with me, favela. Especially if you're watching this somewhere else. It'll be pretty awesome. You'll just be saying these words out loud. Say it out loud. Fejoda. Yes, fejoda. Capoeira. Samba and Pele. And right here, you can go check out, as if you like soccer at all, football, this is the man who many people even say that made it popular in America. Although it's much more popular just about everywhere else. This guy is going to be one of the people that not only put Brazil on the map, but decided to make it cool in the US. You can check this link out. Actually, below this YouTube video, I've put some access to the links that I put in this video, so you don't have to worry about typing these all in. And we're back. The climate. Of course, the first thing you need to know is that most of Brazil is going to be in the southern hemisphere. Although some of it's so close to the equator that regardless of the fact that it's in the southern hemisphere, that's not going to mean too much. But believe it or not, the coldest months are going to be in July, and the hottest months are, you guessed it, January. As I said, most importantly, the equator plays a big factor on much of Brazil, so it's going to have a tropical climate. And we have the Amazon forest, which is a rainforest. And you guessed it, yes, there's a lot of rain in the rainforest. With a southern Brazil chill, yes, believe it or not, in the most southern parts of Brazil, you can even get snow. It can drop below 32. So while that's not going to be a constant for most of Brazil, some parts of the most southern part are going to get some snow, and even some parts of Brazil, not in the rainforest, are going to have some like drought. So it's not going to be completely like really different, but we know that Brazil is the fifth largest country in the world, and when you have something that big, you're obviously going to get some different climate zones. The topography. We see the Brazilian highlands here, so it's like a huge plateau. For the most part, there really isn't going to be many mountains like we think about it. There's not many um, mountains or anything like that. When I was talking about that southern area that might get snow, it'd be around here. The highlands, most of it's going to be forest. We have a ton of coastline. Let's just talk about the Brazilian highlands. The Amazon forest, right around here. The Amazon forest river, the Amazon River Basin, all those things that drain into the Amazon River. And quickly, a little bit of facts here. You can see, and this is probably something worthwhile to pause and put down some of these facts. As always, to be an engaged audience during these, that means that you are taking notes. Notes are for you. Put down as much as you need to remember this, but that doesn't mean just put a couple words. This should be something that helps you jog your memory. 31, the average age of people there, not something you would need to put down. 7 years of school for the average schooling, pretty low. Average life expectancy, 74, not too bad. Not something you totally need to put on here. But talked about this before. 85% of the people are living in cities, urban, high urban population. And we have, I talked about before, it's once again that it's around 65 to 75% of the people there are going to be Roman Catholic. We'll see how that plays a big factor into their life. And they speak Portuguese. Alright, really quickly. I'm going to run through the governments. Actually, Brazil has a very similar government structure to the United States. They have Dilma Rousseff. She is in charge currently. They have that legislative, executive, judicial, similar to what we have. They have each state, kind of like we have, is going to have that. They have like state governments, just like we have a state government. Their biggest difference here is that it's actually mandatory to vote. Their presidents have 4-year terms. So once again, it's very similar. But I want you to write down the answer to this critical thinking right here. So pause it. Put those answers down. And we're back. Religion. Roman Catholic. 65 to 75% of the population being Roman Catholic has a huge influence on it. That's why I kind of put the little line into the holidays. Easter, Christmas, both largely celebrated, working its way into Lent. That is Christ the Redeemer over Rio de Janeiro. So there are many other holidays, but what I'd like you to do really quickly, read over this one, put it in your own words, And then I want you to make a note if there is one in the United States that is similar to this. So you're going to pause this and come back. Next, Carnival. This 5-day festival leading up to Ash Wednesday, the most famous holiday, hands down, celebrated all throughout Brazil, with Rio and Sao Paulo being the biggest parades. Sometimes, if there's just as many people watching the parade as there are participating in the parades. There are these big samba dance-offs. Samba can be really popular in the favelas, which you all know by now because you just define those in your own words. So you are going to read over this. You are going to put notes to this. You can add it on into your definition, but Carnival is going to be huge. We'll watch some videos on that as well. Pele. Ball is life? No. Football is life. You can actually check out this quick video on discoveryeducation.com. My login being SSalway. The password let me in, no spaces. And the video is called Pele leads team to World Cup victory. We'll try and actually let's check that out real quick.
June the 29th, 1958, the final of the World Cup in Stockholm, Sweden against Brazil, and a lesson in the skills of soccer few were to forget. Brazil were a goal down early
Guy's
on in
got
the game.
quite the handle,
What shocked
yup.
the soccer world of the day and transformed his country's chances was the
17-year-old.
brilliance of a 17-year-old newcomer, Edson Pele.
Pele.
The youngster emerged from the obscurity of the back streets of Sao Paulo to world fame almost overnight. His famous number 10 shirt became a symbol of footballing skill. This was the goal that gave Brazil the World Cup for the first time and proved to the public that a new soccer superstar was taking his place on the international stage.
Go!
Slow motion, it was possible to see clearly why Brazil had included the 17-year-old in the team, a position he was to hold for the next decade and more. With the whole side at their dazzling best, they went on to win the final 5-2. Back home in Rio, the crowds went wild.
All right. So yes, football, ball is life. We're gonna pause it right there. We'll get back. Check out a couple of things. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna zip right through this. A day in the life. I'm gonna put this connection, this link right at the bottom, so that way you all can look at that when you go through the day in the life. I actually want you to make 2 comparisons. I want you to say what 2 things that are similar. Actually, 4 comparisons and 2 things that are different. So 2 similar, 2 different. And that link will be listed right below on the YouTube page. And then we're going to sum it up. You are about to go on a trip to Brazil with a friend who knows absolutely nothing about Brazil. You need to create a list of at least 10 pieces of information to make sure that your friend knows what to expect. So you can pause this video. 10 pieces of information. You can go through your notes. This should be pretty simple. You know about Brazil at this point. Here's some Brazil in the news. I'm actually going to scoot down real quick. This is some information about Brazil tourism. This is an awesome video on the samba. More capoeira. But let's get this Brazil in the news. Enjoy. And I'll check back